Alisa,
Yes.
we're here in Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
You're out here flying a sign. Tell me about it.
Well, I've been homeless basically on and off for about 7 years now, and this is the first time I've actually come home to my hometown, Syracuse. I was born at Krause, but this is the first time I've actually been sleeping on the streets. No one will hire me because I'm homeless. I've tried asking for help. Basically no one will help. I do get support from in my father's kitchen. John Tamino, I've actually known him for 16 years. He comes by with food every once in a while. But other than that,
So this is what were you, couch surfing before? Or something?
I was couch surfing. Yeah.
This is your first time actually being on the street?
It's the first time, yep.
What was your first night like?
Well, thankfully I was homeless during the summer, the end of summer, early fall. So my first night wasn't actually so bad, but as it's getting colder, it's getting worse. It's like you can't find enough warmth.
Yeah,
as much as you try and insulate it, and then there's other people who like to, because I live in a tent.
Right.
There are other people who like to come and like rip your stuff to shreds because you have nicer stuff than them and they want to bring you down to their level.
Oh my gosh.
So right now me and my boyfriend are dealing with a tent with no door because someone took a knife to it.
Wow.
Yep. I've been through all sorts of shit. Excuse my language. I've been raped. I've been abused by ex-boyfriends. So it's kind of hard for me to feel comfortable and stuff. And being on the streets, you have to be on edge 24/7.
Survival mode.
Yes, survival mode.
Yes.
I can honestly say I've never gotten into a fight. I flee from it. But but out here on the streets, it's extremely, extremely tough. It makes you appreciate every little thing that you have.
It did that for me.
Yeah. Right now, you take for granted your cell phone.
Yeah.
My mother has been paying for my cell phone to be on so that I can keep in contact with her. And for that, I'm forever grateful. I've had a couple of girls. One of them gave me this coat. I'm really grateful for that. This hat has been through the war because I've had this for 13 years.
13 years?
Mm-hmm.
You call it the war hat?
I call it my survival hat.
There you go.
Because it's 13 years old and it's still as thick as when I first got it.
Right.
So
keeps you warm?
It does. It keeps me warm until the sun's out and then I bask in the wonderful glory.
Yeah. What's your future like? What are you doing to get out of homelessness?
I'm trying to find a job, whatever job I can get. I've worked at the carnival. I've worked at Doug's Fish Fry and Skinny Atlas. I've been a nanny. I've done janitorial work. I've even worked in sales. I've worked at Tops and at Walmart.
Wow.
So I have a colorful background. It's just that the fact that I'm homeless.
Right.
And so it's an unending cycle, To get a job, you have to have a place. To have a place, you have to have a job.
Right. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
If I had 3 wishes, it would be a good paying job for my boyfriend and me. A decent apartment. It doesn't have to be grandiose, but at least a livable apartment. And my 3rd wish is for somebody out there to help the rest of the homeless people. We're not all bad. We're not all crackheads. We're just misled, misguided, and confused. I know personally, I was homeschooled all my life, so I never got the outside experience.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
You're welcome, sir.